I feel a deep responsibility to be on YouTube and to have certain conversations and to hopefully change minds if I can, because I know what it's like to live in a world where people don't understand trans folks. I started YouTube when I was 15 years old, and I started it as a public sort of diary. But when I said public, I really only meant, the few people watching my YouTube channel, which literally was like 20 people back then. And I'm somebody who did go from making little YouTube videos in their bedroom, the way that a lot of us did in the early days, to actually making YouTube my full-time job. As a trans person, there's a benefit to not being super public. There's a benefit to not having a lot of eyes on you, but I had to sort of recognize that I had a lot of really important things to say, which is why I still make YouTube videos despite maybe occasionally being uncomfortable with being as out as I am. I remember being very young and closing my eyes and trying to think of what could possibly be for my life and literally not being able to think of anything. And of course, when you feel that way, that, especially as a child, that can be a really depressing, upsetting feeling. Part of the reason why I make the videos I make now is because it was literally impossible for me to imagine myself now when I was a kid. For me, life for a really long time was so scary because I was struggling to find myself and my self-worth. And I was also struggling to feel loved and embraced in a world that told me that there was no place for me. And for a really long time on YouTube, I really tried not to talk about that stuff. I didn't want to talk about my experience with sexual violence, with grooming, with all these various ways that men have abused me, because I wanted to appear as though I was just this functional trans adult and I had never really struggled in that way, because that is so common in the trans narrative. But what I recognize is that I needed to be honest and I needed to be real with my followers. One of the things I say in the start of my video is sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but either way I'm honest. True Tea is all about me being honest, even if I'm right or I'm wrong, it's me being honest. Saying that at the very beginning of my videos helps people know that I still have areas in which my perspectives can change. I think that people like to believe that we're all just gonna, at some point in time, hit this set of rules that make sense for everyone and everything's gonna be correct and we're all gonna be right and this is the ultimate truth, and if people don't subscribe to that, then they're living in the wrong way. But I don't think that that's how it works. We each have our own sort of compass, and I think that compass for you often is valid. What I try to encourage people to do is widen that understanding a bit. I have my perspective and you have your perspective. Let's talk about it. Some people absolutely hate this about me, but I say this in every video. I'm a Virgo. I have a tendency in general to overanalyze everything. And part of me being overanalytical is often really wondering why people feel how they do. Because I will say, one of the issues I have personally is people criticizing me, but not criticizing me for things that I actually believe in, but for what they assume I believe. Even if you ultimately disagree, it's important to sort of understand the reasons why they got to where they got, And I recognize that sometimes giving people that amount of consideration is not always the right thing to do. I've spent a lot of time being very patient with people about white supremacy, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to. That's not deserved. It's always so amazing for me to run into my followers because they all say that I've had a really profound impact on their life. And sometimes seeing that has made me feel a little bit more responsible for what I'm putting out there a little bit, I would like to think that I challenge people, that I made them think, but I don't ever want people to walk away feeling more alienated in the world because of me. And so I think a lot of my work is kind of made, hopefully, to encourage, positive self-reflection and growth. I just always hope that I have a positive impact on people because that's really what I'm trying to do.